One of the individuals involved in the murder of Tupac Shakur just made a huge mistake. So after 27 years, an arrest was finally made in the Tupac Shakur murder case. Wondering why it took so long and what's happening now? I'm about to break that all down right now. Hi, my name is Daniel M. Rosenberg. I'm a criminal defense attorney and the founding partner of Rosenberg, Perry & Associates. And in full disclosure, I grew up in the 90s and I'm a diehard hip hop fan. And one of my favorite artists is Tupac. I know all of his albums and I knew exactly where I was when I found out he was shot. I even remember where I was when I found out that he passed. And I've been waiting nearly 30 years to find out who killed Tupac. So let's go back to 1996 and figure out what we knew then. So on September 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur was at a Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas. The night of the Tyson fight, Tupac assaulted Anderson in the MGM casino, and that was captured on video surveillance. Later that night, Tupac was driving with Suge Knight on his way to the 662 Club, and at the intersection of East Flamingo and Colville Lane, Tupac and Suge Knight were stopped at a red light. A white Cadillac pulled up on the right-hand side, 14 shots were fired, 4 hit Tupac, 1 striking his lung was removed, and he passed 6 days later. So in 2009, an individual by the name of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was interrogated. He was interrogated as part of a federal drug case. And what we've learned is that federal drug case was being pursued for the sole purpose of trying to get Keefe Davis to talk to the government. In essence, what they said is, we're prosecuting this drug case, but if you're willing to give us information, we can go lenient on this, or we may not prosecute it at all. And they entered into a Queen for a Day agreement. That is a proffer agreement. And in that agreement, he indicated that he was there when Tupac was shot, that he was in the passenger seat, that he took a firearm and handed it to his nephew in the back seat, and he witnessed his nephew fire the shots that fatally wounded Tupac. So that was in 2009. Why wasn't anything done at the time? Well, you need to know what a Queen for a Day agreement is. Queen for a Day agreement is a proffer agreement where the federal government indicates that you will tell us information truthfully. And we will then, based on what you tell us, decide if we're going to give you immunity. Part of the agreement is that the government agrees it will not use any of these statements against you in a subsequent proceeding. What the government can do is use derivative evidence, meaning the information that you provide, they can take that and go get other evidence to prosecute you. In addition, whatever statement you give in a proffer session can be used to impeach you in the future. So if there's any subsequent proceeding and you give a statement that is inconsistent with your proffer, they can use the proffer to impeach your credibility. So what's happened since the 2009 proffer? Well, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2018, Keefe D was diagnosed with cancer and believed that it was terminal. And at that point, he started speaking openly about his involvement in the Tupac murder. In 2019, he elaborated on this in a memoir that he released. And also in 2019, he spoke about this on Vlad TV. So 2 significant things have changed since he entered that proffer agreement. Number 1, he's giving information outside of the proffer session, which is not protected by the proffer agreement. Number 2, he is providing the same information in a different context. And there's a strong argument to be made that because he has disclosed this similar information, the information he provided in the proffer session is now fair game. So based on this new information, law enforcement agencies reopened their investigation and began a systematic evaluation of all of the evidence with an intention of bringing a case against Davis. As a result of that investigation, law enforcement felt that they had enough to charge and prove their case against Davis beyond a reasonable doubt. As part of this investigation, law enforcement obtained a search warrant of Davis's home. They executed that search warrant on July 17th of 2023, and they retrieved evidence that they felt was relevant to the case. Based on the information they had, on September 28th, 2023, a grand jury indicted Davis, charging him with murder with a deadly weapon with intent to promote, further, or assist a criminal gang. The next day, Keefe Davis was arrested. So at this point, what happens next? Keefe Davis has been charged criminally and he's going to be prosecuted in the state of Nevada. Right now, Keefe Davis is being held without bond, which means there's no way that he can get out from custody. He was scheduled to have a first appearance on October 19th of 2023, and his exposure, if convicted, is anywhere from 50 years to life, and if there's aggravating factors, he can receive the death penalty. At this point, who knows how the story is going to end? but I'm confident in saying that we are going to get some form of closure on this because this criminal charge is going to be prosecuted to some end. As a diehard Tupac fan, I've always wondered what happened and if anyone would be charged. So the fact that someone is charged and they're providing this information to give us some idea of what happened gives me at least some closure. So what about you? Does this give you any closure? Does this give you more questions than answers? Does this make you frustrated that it took so long? Well, there's one thing I know. The world's going to be watching as this case unfolds. So if you or someone you know who's being investigated, accused, or charged with a crime or offense, contact our office. We'll take the time we need to give you the advice and counsel that you need in order to make an informed decision in your situation or circumstance. And if you like what you've seen in this video, please like or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's a topic you'd like to learn more about, please leave a comment below or contact my office. I'd love to hear about it. We are criminal trial attorneys. We have your back. That's what we do.